What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Cassidy and this is my planted paradise. Happy Plantmas, my fellow plant friends, and welcome to another chaotic video where I am filming in my kitchen and my dog has decided to eat right now. So for today's video, if Vixen would stop eating and interrupting me, I wanted to show you guys my entire philodendron collection. I don't think it's that many. Like, I think I have more Hoyas than I have philodendrons. But my table is completely full. Like, completely. They're all right here next to me, and there's quite a bit, so maybe I have more than I thought. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I hope the animal noises are kept to a minimum, but honestly, there's no promises whatsoever. You should know that by now if you are not new to my channel. So let's go ahead and just get started. So I'm just gonna start with this little ugly dude. This right here. This is my Philodendron CAMPOSPORTOANUM. Man, I wasn't thinking that through. My water cup was right here and a piece of Lego just fell straight into it. Anyways, this is my Philodendron CAMPOSPORTOANUM. It is not the cutest thing you've ever seen. She's actually quite ugly. So basically, I cut this thing back into cuttings and they really didn't want to root. Next, this is my Philodendron SUBHASTATUM. So this, I took a cutting from it. It was doing better, and now I believe it has spidermites, which is so fun. Jeez, that is her. She's starting to get a little bit of red on the backs of the leaves. This one not so much because this one was savaged by some spider mites. But yeah, I've been dealing with spider mites all year long. Nothing I do works. So next up, this is my Philodendron PSEUDOVERRUCOSUM. Another really sad story. She is not very cute whatsoever. Like, can I even call this a plant? I don't really know. Yeah, I got this as a cutting, semi-rooted cutting from Rachel from Heart-Shaped Leaves, and the leaf died off from shipping, and then the roots didn't really like me, so I basically had to reroot it, and this is what we have now. But I am holding out my hopes just because honestly it's kind of sentimental because I got it from Rachel. But yeah, I don't know, it doesn't love me, obviously. I'm just getting out all the ugly ones out of the way, so don't click off yet. I swear they get a little bit cuter. Some are still gonna be a little rough, but these are the worst of the worst. This next one is my Philodendron Malicevicae. It's from Equigenera. Hopefully you can read that tag and see what it really is. But again, it just died back and I had to reroot it. And this is what we have right now. 3 little separate plantlets trying to survive. Oh, maybe 4 actually. There's 4. So I'm hoping eventually I can grow this into an actual plant, but right now that's what we have. That's what she is, and that's it. That's all there is to it. Ugh, my cat's got on my tree and got an ornament off. I hear it. This next one, I think this is a baby Philodendron PASTAZANUM. So probably several months back now, I cut back a lot of my big plants and I took node cuttings and just what have you. But I didn't label any of them, so this is what has come out. And I think it's one of my PASTAZANUM cutting like node babies that I have rooted out and grown. So I'm not sure. That's what it is right now. But we'll see as it gets older. All right, now let's go to a little bit of a more fun one. This guy right here is my variegated Philodendron giganteum. Now mine is obviously not super variegated, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. I imported this probably a year ago, gave it root rot, but now it's finally rerooted and growing again for me. So I'm hoping maybe I can encourage the variegation to step it up some, but so far this is probably the most variegated leaf we have, and as you can see, it's not like crazy or anything, but it is what it is. That's my variegated Philodendron giganteum. Okay, this is my Philodendron GRAZIELAE. I also got this guy from Rachel from Heart-Shaped Leaves. I think it's so cute. The leaves look like candy. So I've actually recently, it was a lot bigger than this. It was probably about that tall, but I decided I wanted to take cuttings of it. I haven't seen any new growth from this mother plant yet, which is actually quite unfortunate. But we'll see. It hasn't been too long. So I have her in my DIY pond mixture. She seems fine. I don't have too much to say about it, except I really like the candy shaped leaves. Like, it just reminds me of candy and I want to eat them. And then here are the cuttings I have. So the top cutting, it looks a little wonky. This is actually why I decided to cut it, because these two leaves, actually there was 3 that came out like this, but I took one off, were coming out and they keep getting stuck and they look quite horrible. So I decided to cut it off, take cuttings and kind of start over. Like you can see, this newest leaf is going to get stuck in that sheath, and yeah, so it has started to root. This is the very top cutting of it. This is another cutting. It's not as misshapen. And then here is another cutting. Again, it's not as misshapen, but kind of. It's more just rolled in. And this one started to root a little bit as well. But yeah, that is my Philodendron GRAZIELAE that I got from Rachel from Heart-Shaped Leaves. I really love it. I just wanted to take some cuttings and kind of let the plant get a little cuter from all those stuck leaves it was getting. Okay, this next plant, I believe this is a Philodendron TENUE, maybe. I got this as a cutting in a trade with one of my plant friends, and I forgot what it's really called. Here is one of the leaves, newest leaves. It had a big leaf, but it died off. And I think this one, it actually currently has some spider mites. That's why we're getting all that yellowing. I'm never gonna get rid of all my spider mites, so I'm just accepting it at this point. It's got a new leaf trying to come out there. And it is fully rooted in my pond. So yeah, I'm excited to grow this guy out. I think I would like it a lot more if it didn't have spider mites, but honestly at this point all of my philodendrons have had spider mites or currently have spider mites, and it just is what it is now. Like, it's just a part of my philodendron plant collecting life is they have spider mites. So this next one, this is my Philodendron ATABAPOENSE. So this guy I actually gave root rot as well. I am notorious for having given almost all of my plants root rot at some point. But I rerooted it, as you can see, in my DIY pond mixture, and it finally loves me. It has put out, I believe it was this one, that leaf, after being in the DIY pond, and then this one, which is bigger. It's got some bigger lobes happening, and it's got another one on the way there. So I think we're finally on the right track. It has the pretty red undersides to all these leaves. Like this newest one is so pretty. So, and I don't want to say it, but I started saying it, so I'll say it. This one has not gotten spider mites. Thank the Lord. But yeah, so it's in my DIY pond mixture, Philodendron ATABAPOENSE, and I think it is quite happy finally. This is my Philodendron HASTATUM silver sword. I had a lot bigger of a plant, but I once again gave it root rot. So I cut it up into several cuttings, and now I think I have 1, 2, 3 different little plant cuttings in this pot, and it's super small. The leaves aren't really growing in size very much, but honestly I kind of like it. I think it's good because it has all 3 of the plantlets. Like, I think if there's one cutting with the tiny leaves, I wouldn't like it so much, but since it has multiple cuttings, I don't really mind it. It's like kind of ugly in its own way, but it's like cute ugly in my opinion. So I don't know, I still like it, still want to grow it. So that's my Philodendron HASTATUM silver sword. For this next one, this is my variegated Philodendron MARX. This guy was really huge. I decided to cut it into multiple cuttings. Like, it was a very full pot, and I've had this for like 2 years. It was so full and huge, but I decided I wanted to cut it up into cuttings because it had a lot of green throughout the plant, so I wanted just a variegated plant, and a lot of those cuttings have just died now. I don't know why, because this is not a difficult plant typically, but this is what we have left. It's got these 2 really pretty leaves. It's got a couple more here at the top, and then there's also a few like baby ones down in here, but that's her. Variegated Philodendron MARX. There's not a ton to say about it because I don't know. My philodendrons have just gone through a year of hating me. Probably because I keep chopping them all to bits and giving them root rot and spider mites. Maybe not a great mixture, but then this is the baby plant I put together of the solid green pieces of the Philodendron MARX. So she looks a little happier, but she was just ravaged in spider mites a couple weeks ago. But I think, knock on wood again, that they are gone for now. So maybe she will start growing and being a little bit cuter, but that is her. Just a Philodendron MARX and a variegated Philodendron MARX. This next plant you guys have seen before on my channel. This is my pride and joy. This is my Philodendron Glorious, which is a hybrid of the Philodendron Gloriosum and the Philodendron Melanochrysum. So yeah, as have all of my philodendrons, I'm just gonna stop saying it and let you notice it on your own that it's had spider mites. But it still seems pretty relatively happy. It's extra floral nectaries. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on. Do you see? It's just full. And I don't currently see any spider mites on this plant, but I think it has just had enough of getting spider mites that it is pushing out those extra floral nectaries to get some predator bugs to come live on it so it stops getting ravaged by spider mites. But yeah, she is gorgeous. She's got these 4 stunning leaves. She's putting out another one right now in the middle there. It's finally peeking out of its sheath, so that will be there soon. And she is also, let's see if I can find, yeah, I mean they're kind of everywhere. She's rooted in my DIY pot mixture and she really loves it. Really loves it. So I'm extremely happy with this. I imported this probably a year and a half ago, and it did take a while for it to get acclimated and get going again, but once it did, it's just no turning back. It's finally happy. And this is another one of the ones that I took a node cutting off of, and this is its baby. So I also have a baby Philodendron glorious. This was the first leaf I got. She's kind of a mess. And then we got this guy, which sized up pretty dramatically. And then this is the newest leaf, which has gotten even more veining in it, and the velvetiness is just unbelievable. And this one so far is untouched by spider mites. She's also in my DIY pot mixture and is completely rooted. I did have this with that PASTAZANUM because I didn't know what they were because they were just nodes. So I recently did separate the two so it doesn't look like it's rooted, but just trust me, it's heavily rooted. But anyways, one of my favorite philodendrons of all time, or just at the moment, I don't know, maybe of all time, it's getting there, the Philodendron glorious. For this next one, this is the Philodendron GOELDII, I think is how you say it. So she is super cute. She's the one with lots of lobes. This one has just been way too close to the grow light because it's grown so tall. You can see it burnt right there a little bit. But she's really cute. I really have enjoyed it so far. I was seeing if she had spider mites or not. This is her newest leaf. It's so cute. It looks like the lobes are kind of starting to spread out a bit. So yeah, I'm happy with her. I don't have a ton to say about it, but I think it's a cute philodendron and it's been really easy to grow so far. So Philodendron GOELDII. This is a Philodendron mini VERRUCOSUM. So this I got from a trade with one of my local plant friends. This was a leaf it came with. Really cute. It's got some nice red underneaths. Then I got this leaf. And then the next leaf got so stuck it broke off. And now I've gotten this leaf, which also got stuck for a moment. If you can see, she damaged her leaf right there, but at least she did not break off this time. And she does already have a leaf tip poking out. So she's been cute and fun, super easy, honestly. It was rooted in water. Now I have it in my DIY pond, and if it'll focus, you can see some roots in there. So honestly, it's been pretty easy. I don't have too much to say about it, but I do like it. It's cute and it's got that little velvety finish. So Philodendron mini VERRUCOSUM. This next plant, it looks sad and it makes me kind of sad because of how big this plant was, but it is not messed up because I messed up or something. I chopped it back. So this is my Philodendron Florida Ghost. She's got these 2 little plantlets, and these are actually cut separate. So it had this stem down here. This piece was actually on top of there. And I just chopped it off and then let them both stay in the pot because they are rooted around this jute pole. So I just chopped them and I'm letting them do their thing. There are 2 more nodes that are down in here. The mama leaves have died off, but I think the nodes are fine because when I was trying to pull out like the sheath, just the sheath or the petiole from those mother leaves came out. So I'm thinking it has rooted and those nodes are going to be popping out soon. So I'm excited about that. I just really wanted a fuller and bushier plant for my Florida Ghost, so that's why I chopped it. Here is one of the cuttings. You can see how big it was a very big mature plant. It was just incredible. It still is and it still will be again. I've just done some experimenting since I had a couple that I just did straight into soil to propagate. Then I did this one, has been in leca, and it is rooting, and the little growth nub looks good. I can see it down in there and it's just fine. It's starting to press out, so that's one of the cuttings. And then here is another one. This was I think it was a top cutting, but then the new growth rotted off of it while I had it in water because I had it rooting in water, but I've recently transferred it to soil. So I'm hoping once I just get this new growth to start popping out of here, I will plant this cutting back into the pot with the others as well. And I'll probably honestly do the same with this one. I just would like to see the new growth first because I already have 2 down in there that I can't see the new growth on. So I don't know, that's my Philodendron Florida Ghost. Next philodendron is just, she's been with me for probably nearing 2 years now, or maybe just a year actually. I think I imported this last year. This is my Philodendron BUONO. And the thing is, when I got this philodendron, its leaves, it doesn't even have any of the original leaves anymore. They were so small. They were maybe this long. I kid you not. So she has come a long, long way. This is her newest leaf. It is just stunning. Here's another one of her newer leaves. Her variegation is just so beautiful. I just love her. I tried adding this pole in. She's not rooted to it or anything, but just so she knows it's there and she can kind of grab it if she'd like, so we can get a little bit bigger leaves on it. But yeah, that is my Philodendron BUONO, and I am just obsessed with her. Absolutely obsessed. Alright, this is my Philodendron MAYOI. So this actually used to be a huge, massive plant, but honestly it was unruly. It had long vines that had no leaves on it, and you know, I'm chop happy. I'm very chop happy when it comes to my plants. So I chopped it up. So this is what she looks like right now. This is one of her old leaves. It's got some baby leaves growing in. There's some here at the bottom you can see. This is a new leaf she's put out from the cutting. So are these 2 babies. So she doesn't look like much right now, but all of the cuttings seem like they're finally stable again. So I think it's really going to start fleshing out with new growth, and as the leaves mature, I think it'll be very gorgeous to be a big bushy plant. You can see like this leaf was pretty big. That's one of the old leaves. So is that. So yeah, I just can't help myself but to chop plants up. So that's my Philodendron MAYOI, and she is going to make a comeback. She's going to be big and huge and beautiful, and yeah, this one also, no spider mites. This next plant, this is my Philodendron SODIROI. She is rooted in my DIY pond mixture, and she gave me this gorgeous leaf, bigger than my head. So we are great friends right now. This is one of her older leaves. She was struggling with spider mites for the longest time. They kept coming back, I really don't want to say it, but I think we're in the clear for now. So, wish us luck. Her newest leaf did get stuck, unfortunately, which really stinks because she's been doing so good. But I think part of it might also be I upsized her jar because she was completely root bound in her last jar. And I think it may have just kind of made this new leaf mad because it was starting to come out. So she might not be the prettiest leaf, but at least we're getting a new leaf, and you can see she's already trying to take some hold with her roots in this jar. So yeah, I really love her though. I'm loving my big heart-shaped philodendrons lately because they are finally loving me back. So that is my philodendron SODIROI. Okay, we are nearing the end, you guys. This next plant, this is my regular Philodendron giganteum. Oh gosh, dang it. I put shells from the beach in my pots and one just fell. This is my Philodendron giganteum. She is gigantic. I've got two, I cut it obviously. So I've got two stems growing in here. Here's one of the new little baby leaves, and then I've got the top cutting has this nice new leaf on it. So yeah, she's been so easy. I have not had a problem with this. It gets big and it spreads out. Like, it does not want to be a compact plant at all. So that is my only gripe with this, is that it's quite big. But I should have known because it's literally in the name Philodendron giganteum. So, I mean, my bad. There's that new leaf. It's so pretty. But, yep, that is my Philodendron giganteum. This is my Philodendron PARAISO verdes, plural. So I had my Philodendron PARAISO verde. She had completely reverted all green, but I had heard that you can get back the variegation in the PARAISO verde by giving it higher light and higher heat. So I've taken cuttings, and this was the base of the plant. This is the one that I put in my grow tent. And the first leaf that she shot out was this one. And as you can see, we got the variegation back. She's very cute. She needs a water, so she's curling in a bit. Then the leaf after that, I was an idiot and moved it out of my grow tent. I was like, all right, we're good. So she put out this one, which has a little bit of that variegation on the outsides. There is also some spider mite damage right there, but I swear this out here is bits of that variegation. I don't know if you can see it. I think you can. And yeah, then this is her newest leaf. It's pretty much all green again. So this guy is back in the grow tent, so hopefully we will get more variegation in it as well. Here's a couple of the cuttings. As you can see, all green leaf. This was the top cutting. It's rooting in leca, and it's finally about to push out this leaf out of that sheath right there. Yeah, but she's got some cute little roots going in her leca there. And then here is another cutting, which is also in leca, and I don't know why she has split like this, because it did not used to be that dramatic. But here's one of the leaves, again, all green, and another one that is all green. But if you can see in the middle here, without me spilling too much leca, there is a nice little growth point coming right there out of the middle, and she should be fairly rooted, I think. Oh yeah, she's got some roots in the leca. So yeah, she's rooted. And yeah, I would eventually want to pot them all together, But if like these cuttings are gonna just stay all green, and I don't know, I mean, I guess if this goes green again, then I could pot them all together. But yeah, that's my Philodendron PARAISO Verde. Almost done, home stretch. This next one is another one of my big heart-shaped philodendrons, and she's actually trying to take a decline again, and I don't know why. This is one of the old leaves. Here's another one of the old leaves. Another one had just fallen out. I don't know if she just hates this lechuza pot, because she was honestly fine until I repotted it out of a jar and into this. I don't know, I mean, look, that there's a healthy root right there. I don't really know what's wrong with her, but she seems upset. She has had spider mites, but she doesn't at the moment. Anyways, this is my Philodendron PASTAZANUM, and this is her newest leaf. It is so beautiful. I love it so freaking much. It's just so pillowy and vibrant and beautiful. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. She also is putting out lots of extra floral nectaries. I'm guessing that there are some lingering spider mites, so I probably need to go through and treat all of my philodendrons again just to be safe, because I've seen a lot of extra floral nectaries today. But yeah, that is my Philodendron PASTAZANUM, and she's beautiful and I love her, and I hope she continues to love me, because she seems kind of upset, but she also doesn't. Maybe she's getting rid of her old leaves. I don't know. I don't know. The next philodendron, this is my Philodendron GLORIOSUM, who once again, if you can see, I don't know if I'll be able to show this, in that node, there used to be leaves all up and down it. I think one of my dogs just totally ripped it. A fart. Anyways, there used to be leaves all up and down this freaking stem, and they've just started to fall off. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a roots thing. Watch me pull this out and it be rotted. I don't know. What are y'all doing? I don't think it's a fart. I think they're messing with something. But anyways, this is my Philodendron GLORIOSUM. I need to troubleshoot and figure out what's wrong with her. Here's one of her older leaves. And here is her newest leaf, which is so beautiful. It's still hardening off. I don't know, it's really pretty, huh? I love it. But I don't know, I'm just worried. I'm worried. This is why I haven't liked philodendrons a ton, because they just worry me. They stress me out. My Hoyas don't stress me out. I think this might have root rot, honestly. Way to put a damper on the end of the video. Next is my Philodendron MICANS, and I think I just destroyed a leaf by accident. I am so sorry. It was definitely you. This is my Philodendron MICANS. She is in this super cute little face pot. It's got little handles on the sides. It's so cute. I chopped her up so you can see in the middle there's some baby leaves coming up. So she's gonna fill out nice and large and in charge. She was in my hair. I love this philodendron. She's got one really long vine. I don't know why, but I love her. I love her in this pot. I just love everything about this plant, honestly. It's so easy. It's got those beautiful burgundy backs and then like the velvety suede fronts, and it's just so pretty and so easy. She actually is looking like she needs a water, because I see some leaf curling. I don't even know if I can get her pot out of this cover pot. Oh yeah, that is a very lightweight MICANS. So I need to water her, but she's so gorgeous. It's just such a pretty plant. Unreal. just unreal. I love it. Philodendron MICANS in an adorable pot. So this one is my little baby, little pride and joy. This is my variegated heartleaf philodendron. I really hope this will focus. It's so pretty. It is well rooted in my DIY pond mixture. I've already repotted it once because I was like wondering what the roots were like. They were good, they were fine. And she put out this little baby guy, that little baby guy, and now she's unfurling this leaf, oh, that leaf, and this one. So she decided she was gonna have 2 growth points. One is coming from right here and the other one is right here. So I'm so excited to grow this out because if you didn't know, the heartleaf trailing philodendrons, oops, are my all-time favorite plants. Of all time, my favorite plant of all time, the trailing heartleaf philodendron varieties. I love them. I'm not necessarily including the MICANs. I do love the MICANs, but I mean like the true like heartleaf philodendron, the cordatum or hederaceum or whatever it is. There's so many names for them. Those are my favorite. So that is my variegated heartleaf philodendron. And now for my very final plants in my philodendron collection. This is my trailing heartleaf philodendron collection. Okay, so by far my favorite plant of all time is the heartleaf philodendron, mainly the green variety, but I also love the Brazil and the neon heartleaf philodendron. They are getting tangled. Here is one of my pots. I believe I have 8. No, I have like 11, at least 6, 8 to 10 inch pots of the heartleaf philodendron, just the green variety. This is my favorite plant of all time. And another big reason I'm hoarding so much of it is because I'm getting married in 2022 and I want to have long trailing binding beautiful heartleaf philodendrons all over my wedding. So I'm not just that obsessed with them that I want to keep 11 pots of the same plant. The ones I showed you on the table are literally not all my pots of these plants. It's just a good amount of them. I just love this plant so much. I love the heart shape. I love how shiny they are. I love how they vine. I love when they are nice bushy pots like this. This is just my favorite philodendron of all time, and it will be a great decoration piece in my wedding, and I'm super excited about it. So the plain green is just my all-time favorite ever in my entire life. Then I also love, but not as much, I love the trailing philodendron Brazils. I've got, I think, 3 good sized pots of the philodendron Brazil. I just love the pattern on the leaves, the different shades of green. I have one that is just massive and I actually just cut it back. I have so many babies of these plants as well. I'm talking, I'm drowning in these trailing heartleaf philodendrons. But this is a 10-inch basket of the philodendron Brazil, and I actually recently just chopped it back. It used to be taller than me, and yeah, I just wanted to chop it back. I'm gonna pot some cuttings back in the top of it eventually, but that's another one of my philodendron Brazils. And then finally, my neon heartleaf philodendrons. Ugh. This guy, I only have 2 big pots of this, but one is this beautiful 10-inch pot. Seriously, I just took cuttings off of a lot of my big baskets of heart leaves because they were so long and they're so beautiful, but it was just so much. I don't know. They were really long. They were out of control and I'm obviously drowning in these, so I chopped them back. But this is my neon heart leaf. I only have 2 pots of this, but this is my big 10-inch pot. I have had this for 2 years for sure. And it's just massive. It's huge. It's so big. It's so beautiful. Yeah, it used to be longer, but I've chopped it back, and this is where we're at now with it. But I think she is just stunning. But yeah, I only have 2 of these, and I have 3 of the Brazils, and then I have 11 of the others. But wedding, I'm getting married, decoration, you know. I need y'all to scoot back. I need room to put this up. Okay. I'm trying not to crush all of the leaves. Okay, so that is my entire philodendron collection. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sure it was chaotic. It was rambly. There were animal noises. And I'm sitting in my kitchen. I mean, super organized stuff going on. But it's the first video of Plantmas and I'm really excited about it. I'm not going to be posting every day, but I'm going to be posting more frequently than I always do. I typically am about once a week and I want to do like 3 videos a week-ish, so we're gonna try it. We're gonna see what happens. But yeah, that was my entire philodendron collection. It is ravaged in spider mites and root rot, but it is what it is. These are plants and that happens. But if you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up for me. It really helps me out. If you aren't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe for me. That would be amazing. I would really love to get to 500 subscribers before the end of the year. I think it might be possible. I might be shooting a little bit too high, but I think it might be possible. If you guys are interested, I do have another YouTube channel. I will link it down below. You can also follow my plant Instagram as well as my personal Instagram. Once again, those will be linked in the description. And I think that's everything that I wanted to say. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you've been having a wonderful day or week or month or anything. And it is December and Christmas is coming and I'm really excited. And look at this leaf I found. It's got that little green on it. It just distracted me, but I'm really excited. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video, I hope. So this is goodbye for now. Bye.